Hey VC, how's it spinning? This is another one of those, like, I made a list a long time ago of video ideas and lost it and then just found it. I've had this idea for a while because of the irony involved it with, of course, the rest of my collection and my other videos. And it's like, okay, you've got death metal, you've got thrash metal, you've got, all this other stuff, and then you've got this section. And as you all know, my collection, as most of ours, is eclectic and weird and all that good stuff. And this also touches on another rather interesting dichotomy with everything that goes on with me. So let's get right into it. So this is going to be my Christian album collection. And I've already used the title Weirdest Video I've Ever Posted. Well, this will be Other Weirdest Video I've Ever Posted, or Second Weirdest Video I've Ever Posted. So let's get right into it, shall we? I'll do CDs first, then LPs, and have no more audio cassettes because those burned up years ago. Jesus Freak, DC Talk, not gonna get into anything necessarily about the bands because of you do research on these guys in certain circles in Christianity, they're taboo. But there you go. Still unopened, because this was given to me by a friend of the family years ago as kind of a half joke, because she knew I wasn't going to open it because this is not my kind of music. I've heard their music before, but obviously they're not my kind of music. But still gave it to me. I accepted it, and it stays in my collection. I mean, for goodness sakes, I've got Britney Spears albums from back when she was first on the scene, so it's like I still keep those, so I'm going to keep these. In fact, as a side note, I've only given out of my collection ever 3 albums. One of them I bought back, and the other 2 I didn't care to add back to my collection. So, and if you're curious, I'll tell you in the comments. I'm not going to tell it here because that's not what this is about. Moving on to WOW 1996. So these are basically Christian compilation, best songs of the year. You got Michael W. Smith, Amy Grant, Stephen Curtis Chapman, Twyla Paris, DC Talking and Point of Grace, Petra, Sandy Patty, Brian Duncan, Rich Mullins, Carmen, some of the big names. This is WOW Gold from, I forget whatever year this was. A friend of mine back in the day actually had this. I liked it so much that I bought it, and it was a compromise with my mom because she wanted me to get off the Britney Spears and wanted me to listen to a certain type of music, and it's like, okay, I'll bite for a while. Obviously, it didn't last because the next year I was into other stuff. But yeah, interesting to note, this your usual culprits on this compilation. Probably my favorite song of the bunch is a song entitled "Why Should the Devil Have All the Good Music?" Released originally by Larry Norman. This is his version on this compilation. The album was released on Capitol Records in 1969. This song it's hilarious, and It's awesome. It's funny, really funny. And also of note, first time I heard Stryper. So the first metal-ish song was actually Stryper, and it was way back when. Which again, hey, there's the leap into what we got going on here. Okay, this is songs one by Rich Mullins. It actually has some really good CD. It has some really good songs. The original version of Awesome God is actually one of my favorite songs. This is titled The Jesus Record. It's the last record that he was working on before he was killed. This was still in pre-production and early recording stages when he was killed in a car accident on way to a concert in '97, and was finished by a number of his friends and then released. They included the demo version of what he had completed to the point, and then the finished record with I forget who's on it, but you had Michael W. Smith among others that did that. Here is a more recent pickup, not really recent, but more recent pickup. Stryper to Hell with the Devil in full. Again, as a joke, because of them at one point being label mates with Slayer, and we're at one time actually going to do a double bill in Mexico back mid probably 84, 85, or 86, something like that. But obviously it fell through, and thankfully so, because that would have been a little weird. Okay, this is Demon Hunter, another actually given to me by the same friend that gave me the DC Talk. This actually isn't bad. And a lot better than As I Lay Dying, and I hate that, man. Okay, and the last of the CDs is Satellite for Beauty. I heard this one that came out again by a friend at the time, another preacher kid, and that situation turned out weird, let me tell you. I'm going to have nightmares for the rest of my life because of what happened at my mother's memorial, nonetheless. Don't hold anything against this person or anything, because he was at one time a friend, but it's like, it was a real shock. And I'm still kind of, well, I can't, since this is, I can't swear in this video, but, yeah, I was head, you could finish it. Okay, but this one, only exception, this one is, the re-release. Apparently they changed distributors some, because I had the original way back when, and then like 3 months later, I was shocked to hear that they reissued it. I didn't know why, but of course I didn't know about just, labels and all that like I do now with a little bit more knowledge. So I was, confused, but now I get it. So I was able to get that one back in my collection. Okay, we'll start with the LPs. And these are going to be rather eclectic and weird as well, because I included some other ones that may be debatable here, but certainly debatable in certain circles. We're throwing in Jim Jones, the Kool-Aid Kid, just because it's an oddball. Of course, it's messed up, but it's an oddball, and it's like, Jesse Jackson, here's another Stryper, still sealed, original on white vinyl. I don't know if you can see the sticker or not very well. Hopefully that'll focus. It's a limited edition white vinyl, Soldiers Under Command, and it's like this, obviously this is so 80, but it's like, how can you tell, other than the Isaiah 53.5, you couldn't tell them apart from, looking at the cover, from Motley Crue or Def Leppard. It's like, huh? But never mind. Okay, Steve Camp, Only the Very Best. Murr Records, Waco, Texas. Oh my. Here's another Steve Camp, Shake Me to Wake Me. Toilet Parish Warriors, A Child First. Christian LP actually ended up with, I got a huge stack from a friend. This happened to be one of those, but it also had Michael Jackson. It says, weird. Flaming Singers, First Easter. Picked this up at a thrift store locally. Another local thrift store pickup. Trinity Broadcasting Network, favorite number 3, Still Sealed, gonna stay that way. Again, picked it up because it was an oddball thing. These guys are, they're a little. Amy Grant. Nothing needs to be said about her because, again, there's some crossover success. And again, added controversy with that. Compilation from Amy Grant with, some excellent songs for her through late 70s to the mid 80s. This came out in 86. Interesting to note that she's got a title of a song here that's almost identical to an Eric Clapton song, My Father's Eyes. Or actually, they might even be identical titles. Let me go grab that real quick. Yeah, nearly identical. It's My Father's Eyes, and then this one says Father's Eyes. Weird, huh? And then to round everything out, we return with Satellite, A Beauty, original copy, Still Sealed, double album. And this was actually one of my more, I was actually really glad to have this. This was a rarer album. There's not too many. I've only seen this one copy for sale in this format. And along with another album that I've discussed before, two of my most exciting finds because they're rarer and more difficult to find on this format. This actually took a while to find, but great album, and really dug it. And again, controversial in Christian circles because of their appearance on the Ozfest around the time this album came out. I remember listening to some Christian radio station that my mom liked to listen to at the time. I think it was Caleb or whatever. And they blasted this band because they appeared on Ozfest. And after that, I was done with Christian radio. I've been done. That's stupid because they were one of the best bands on the tour that year. They did their stuff. They went on their way. They were not corrupted. They did not do it. They're an awesome band. They fit in well with the other bands on the bill for that tour. And musically, ideologically, of course, but so I was done. But it's like, Just listen to music, forget all that nonsense, and there you go. Okay, so I'm at just over 15 minutes, and that's all of it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next video.